This is a place for planting, for digging, for harvesting, for relaxing. It's a place to get your hands dirty, but most of all, it's about having fun. And that's what you'll always have when you're in the garden with Doug Oster. You want a green thumb too, don't you? Welcome to Round Hill Park. We're on the road again and we're going to have a lot of fun today. We're learning all about forcing bulbs. It's time to meet Denise Schreiber. She's the greenhouse manager for Allegheny County Parks, and she's Mrs. Know-It-All on the popular radio show, The Organic Gardeners, that I happen to co-host every Sunday morning. Let's meet her and learn all about forcing bulbs. Well, Denise, thank you so much for having us.
Oh, I'm glad to do it. This is fun. This is something to do in the winter.
Yeah, well, tell me about that. Why is it important for people to force bulbs? Why did we do it?
You know, we've been lucky this year that the weather's been warmer longer, but we know the cold's coming, and come February, everybody's hungry to kind of get their hands in the soil and have something blooming. And, you know, just looking at seed catalogs doesn't quite do it.
So this stuff that we plant now, that's about when it'll be ready, February? We bring
Yes,
it in?
it needs 12 weeks of cold weather. So, and, you know, it's very easy to do. I've done this hundreds of times with people. It's pretty much fail-proof.
Okay. What kind of bulbs can we do?
You can do almost any bulbs, but I really like to work with, you know, the three main ones: tulips, daffodils, and hyacinths.
Tulips, daffodils, and hyacinths. We've got them. Okay.
Okay.
So what's the first step? We've got, what are we planting in?
This is a soilless potting mix. You can get it at any garden center. It's slightly moistened. We added water to it a little bit earlier.
And always add the water first.
Always add the water first. And, you know, it doesn't, for this, it just needs to be slightly moistened. You just don't want a lot of dust coming out of it.
And also not too wet, right?
Not too wet. So, and then you need the pans.
So it'll almost stick together.
It'll almost stick together, but not really.
And that's
It'll
where we want
open
it.
up like that.
Too wet would rot the bulbs?
It would rot them rather than, you know, actually help them grow. And because they're not subjected to sunlight, so they won't be growing, they won't be taking up the moisture. These are called bulb pans, and they come in different sizes.
Shallow. Is that the idea, or?
Shallow and just wide. And right in here it says this is a 10-inch pan, this is an 8-inch pan, and then they have a 6-inch pan too. And if you're really stuck and you bought some garden mums this fall for decorations, you can actually use a mum pan too, because they're almost the same depth and they'll work just as well.
Oh, okay.
So, but what we're going to do here, and this is just really easy, is you just kind of give them a little twist and push them into the soil like this.
Just kind of seeding them in there.
That's right. Just make sure that you put them with the root side down. You'd be surprised. Here's the roots.
I know what you're saying. I mean, we know that. You
Yes.
know, how many times have you planted bulbs, and how many thousands of bulbs have you planted? But that is a good point.
Yes.
Good.
You're going to cover this up
Barely
again.
cover it again.
Barely cover it up again. Make sure these are down there really good.
Good contact with the soil.
Absolutely.
With the
Good
mix.
contact with the soil. And then the only thing we have to do now
Water.
is water them.
And how much water?
You know, we're just going to water it thoroughly once, and that'll be it. That's the only water. You do not have to worry about coming in and watering them every week or anything. Just once is good. And I'm going to take it apart, and I'm just going to kind of rip it and kind of crumble it and kind of tuck it in here because they need the darkness.
Oh, okay.
And what I like to recommend is keeping it in an unheated garage, away from car fumes, obviously. Mm-hmm. And we're actually going to put these in here.
All right.
You can put these two in here.
And important to have a top?
Yes. And a little bit more newspaper just to be on the safe side, because I'm a cautious kind of gal. If you want to get that open. We're just going to put it all over the top here.
All right. And this goes in unheated garage?
Unheated garage in a dark place. You don't want to move it around. This will also help keep little friends that come in for the winter from getting in there and eating the bulbs.
Best part about forcing?
You get blooms when there's nothing else blooming.
Thank you so much.
Ah, you're
As
welcome.
always. For more information about everything we talked about today and to read more about forcing bulbs, check me out online. There's also stories, columns, other videos, pictures there. Until next week, I'm going to find a place to store these, and I cannot wait to see them bloom. We'll see you then.
Rolling.
Cut!
Cut.